Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. I'm sure you heard of the tragic news of Philadelphia rapper P&B Rock, killed inside a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Manchester Boulevard in the city of Los Angeles. This young man was only 30 years old. He was dining there with his girlfriend, and she has created some controversy with her association with him and something that she did. We're going to get into this. Okay, so we have Kodak Black. And Kodak Black was distraught like a lot of people, but he, like many others, put the blame on the girlfriend. And the reason why is because she was photographing their whereabouts. And the locator on Instagram, she put that in there. So whoever wanted to do them harm, or whoever wanted to know their whereabouts, had a great idea as to where they were. Because at the particular time that they were dining, she was taking pictures of their meal. Now, obviously, this is not a good idea for anyone. Whether you're a rapper, singer, superstar, or an ordinary Joe, it's not a good idea to put your location for all the world and social media to see. Now, with P&B Rock, what many of these people fail to realize is that they are celebrities now. They are public figures. And when you become a public figure, yes, you have millions of adoring fans. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, you're going to have millions of people who are going to be haters, who are not going to like you. So you have to be prepared to accept both. And the tragedy about this is that she seems to have been unaware of that. This is why you have to be very careful about who you choose to accept as your partner. You have to be equally yoked and on the same page. You cannot be going out in the world being naive or just a picture whore. Because you're trying to grow your social media, you need to document everything. And this is the problem with social media today, with the people who use it. They have to document everything that they're doing 24 hours a day. They got to document them eating, sleeping, shopping, sexing, shitting. They got to document everything. And I just think that a lot of that, to me, is insecurity. I think people are believing somehow that they're more important than what they really are. Believe me, people don't need to know all your whereabouts or what you're doing 24 hours a day. It's not really that important. And sometimes you make yourself even more appealing when you are a mystery, when people can miss you. Now, with this case right here, another life lost in the city of Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a very dangerous place, a very demonic place. It has a lot of evil spirits. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles. I have seen it shift and change. There is a certain darkness about it. There is a dark element about Los Angeles. And just like Young Dolph, I did a video on him. I would encourage these rappers who are on this particular level, you guys need a bodyguard. You guys really do. You have to understand that there are people out there who will want to harm you out of jealousy. Maybe you made it, they did not. Maybe it could be a gang initiation. I mean, you are a high-profile person. Who knows how many brownie points, so to speak, they will get for killing someone or doing someone in who's high profile. Did the girlfriend have something to do with it? right now is still under an investigation. I wouldn't put anything past anyone. They need to check to make sure that she has no life insurance policy on him. But, as far as blaming her, I wouldn't go that far. I will say that she was young, she was naive, she was foolish about the world, about people, how evil people can be, their motives and intentions. But we have to pay attention to events like this that has happened before. Rapper P&B Rock's girlfriend victim blamed for his shooting death. I think that's going a bit far. I really do. I'm sure that she's grieving. I do believe that they're going to look into to see, cover all angles to make sure that she has no life insurance policy out on him. And I'm sure that they're going to check her cell phone records. I do believe that she will be exonerated, shown no connection to him being murdered. But I do think that her actions were not wise. It's never a wise thing to put out there where you are at or where you're going to be at. You don't want to advertise that. And people, all you have to do is just look in the past. You really do. Look in the past and remember things that have happened to people who are famous. And you will clearly see that it is definitely not safe out there. And you will see that you would not or should not be advertising your whereabouts. This happened to Kim Kardashian. Remember 2016? She was in Paris. Remember she was at Fashion Week advertising jewelry the week before, letting people know on social media where she will be staying. Just put all of her information and business out there. Just like having no regard really for her safety. Somehow not thinking that things can go terribly wrong when you do this. And what happened? Things did go terribly wrong. Allow me to remind you.
The robbers are dressed as policemen. Is that what I infer here?
Policemen with masks on.
How many were in the room with you?
Two.
Just the two?
But they brought in the concierge from downstairs, handcuffed, with a gun up to him. So they were yelling at me in French. And I just sat up and they kept on saying, the ring, the ring. And I was just so startled. I was like, what? Like, it didn't compute to me for a minute. And then the guy goes, the ring. And I had put it up by the side of my bed. So I handed him my ring. And then he grabbed me, and I was wearing a robe, and I wasn't wearing anything under it. I don't want to go.
No. We all right?
I don't want to ruin my makeup.
It's fine. The makeup is fine.
Okay. And he grabbed me and pulled me towards him. But I wasn't wearing anything underneath. So I was like, okay, this is like the time I'm going to get raped. Like, just deal. Like, it's going to happen. Just prepare yourself. So I did. And then, I don't know why I'm crying. I've talked about this before. But then he tied me up with handcuffs and then zip ties and then duct tape. And then duct tape my mouth and my eyes. And before he had my eyes, before he duct taped my eyes, because that was the last thing, I saw he found my whole jewelry box and like held it up like, haha, like we got it. But I kept on looking at the concierge because I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, what is happening? Are we going to die? Just tell them I have children. Like, I have babies. I have a husband. I have a family. Like, I have to get home. Tell them take anything. I'll never say, like, I saw them, like, take everything. And then I saw him have a gun out to me, and I was like, okay, this is it. And I just kept on thinking about Courtney. I kept on thinking she's gonna come home and I'm gonna be dead in the room, and she's gonna be traumatized for the rest of her life if she sees me. We're sharing a room, like on her bed. But I thought that was my fate. And then the guy, he kept on whispering to me, like, you're okay, you're okay. You know, like this one guy, the guy that didn't have the gun, just like, shh, if you shh, you okay. And he could hardly speak English, but I was like, okay, he's like, is he giving me a signal? Like, so much goes through your head. And I've watched every single CSI show on the planet.
Boy, she is very lucky to have escaped from being raped, from being beaten, from being murdered. She's extremely fortunate. And to this day, she said she's still somewhat traumatized by that. And I can definitely believe that. But this goes to show you that when you advertise yourself out there, when you put your business out there, your location, where you're going to be, you make yourself a target. And at that particular time, when the thieves broke into her room, her bodyguard was out. He was out with, I believe, Courtney at a disco, and Kim was there by herself. Now, had the bodyguard would have been there, I think things might have went differently. How differently, I don't know. It could have been better. Maybe it could have scared them off. It could have been worse. Maybe it could have been a shootout because they did have guns there. But the bottom line to the story right here, never advertise your whereabouts. Kind of drop these social media, you know, picture taking, detailing every single thing that you are doing. And you must be aware. People like him, Young Dolph was murdered. You guys, these rappers, you have got to carry around or have bodyguards with you. You must have a security detail with you. You are a public figure. And it has proven time and time again that the world is not safe for public figures, particularly a place like Los Angeles, particularly a place like Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Stay away from places like that. If you happen to be in Los Angeles, maybe do your business there. That's about it. Hotel room, go where you need to go shoot a video, do a show, go back in. Or try to go into a better area. I hate to say that, but that's not the most safest area. I know that area very well. I passed by there. Gangs are all around in that area. And they say it was for a robbery. You know, young man, he's a rapper now. He's made it. They haven't. He's at a level where they're trying to be. It could be jealousy. There's a lot of reasons as to why someone would want to take you out. And by the way, people are blaming the girlfriend. It could have been anyone. It could have been the workers who worked at Roscoe's who are telling friends that this guy's here. They could have passed it on. Maybe they were not trying to have harm done to him, but out of the excitement of having a celebrity at your place, the wrong person could have heard about it. And then here they go. They're on their way down there. So this scenario, the whole thing is just tragic, though. It really is. And you have got to learn from things that have happened to other people. Kim Kardashian's Paris robbers used her social media to pull off heist. See, it is right there. They used her social media because she was pretty much putting all of her business out there, making herself a walking advertisement. And look at what happened. People, allow this to be a lesson. Unfortunately, allow what happened to PNB Rock to be a lesson. Don't advertise everything. Don't advertise your location. Don't wear jewelry out. Have a bodyguard with you. Stay in safe areas. You can do a lot to mitigate certain things from happening. It just seems like every year that we lose a young rapper, you have to wonder, like, when is this going to stop? But follow the lead that if it happened to them, it could definitely happen to me. Look at the mistakes in which they made, posting things on social media, which has been a death trap for many, allowing the world to see your every single move. Not at all a good idea. It really isn't. Now, unfortunately, many people are left to suffer in the wake of what? Because I want to post a chicken dinner. Is that really important to put on social media? Is it really important for us to know what you're eating? That you're eating at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? How important is that? On the big scheme of things right now, of course it's not important. But we got to walk through life being wise. And there are just some habits, myself included, that we have to break from social media. That we have to teach ourselves and remind ourselves, is this worth it? Is it really important? Do they really need to know? Do I really need to put it out there? And guess what? 70, 80% of the time, it's going to be a big fat no. Because what we're putting out there is not bringing us any money. It's not making us even more healthier. It's not making us more wiser. It's not really helping the world. It's just that we're foolishly believing that somehow people want to know about our every move. But let's change that. We can. Unfortunately, we have to learn from tragedy, but that's what is presented before us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you all beyond and through.